I put all 4 heroes to 3 different tests to decide how good they really are. From Hero Musketeer and Evil Skarmy's glitch to Giant's trick shot. We'll be putting them through 3 different challenges, their offense, defense, and support. Depending on how well they do, we'll be giving them a score of 1 to 3 with a total possible point of 9. This test will decide who the best of the heroes really are, and it will shock you. We will be simulating these challenges in real games to make it more realistic, starting off with Hero Knight. Please subscribe. To play a card well, you must have a good deck. So I decided to search up the best decks there are for Hero Knight on Google. I then copy and pasted the deck for my first ever Heroes Knight game. I'll be rating him during the game on his offense, defense, and support. Goblin Jill is really good with Hero Knight because they can't really kill the goblins with any spell without overcommitting like the Goblin Barrel, which could be easily countered with log or arrows. So once all the goblins pop out, I could just use my Hero Knight's ability like the Evil Snowball. This could also be used with Graveyard and Goblin Barrel, giving Hero Knight 1 point for support and 1 point for offense. This is also very good for Goblin Demolisher because if you see it's about to die, you could just use the Knight's ability to distract the other troops, which lets the Goblin Demolisher connect to the tower. Defensively, Evil Knight could pull any support troop onto him in a push, like Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Electric troops, allowing you to use your tank killers like Infernal Dragon and Infernal Tower to the best of its ability. This gives Knight 2 points in defense, because he can't really do much to win condition. Like, how is he gonna defend Lumberloop? Offensively, other than a health increase, Hero Knight doesn't really get a buff on his damage, range, or attack speed, so his offense will stay at 1 point. And finally, looking at support, his whole ability's purpose is to redirect all damage to him while other troops takes down the tower, so his support would be a 3 point. This gives a total of 6 points. This puts Evil Knight at A tier, 1 point below Godly, which is 7 to 9 points. And why did they double the cost of his ability? Next up is Hero Musketeer. Her ability basically spawns a cannon but with double the health in front of her, being one of the 2 buildings to be able to spawn on enemy's side, with the other one being Goblin Drill. I was about to pick the mortar deck, but then I saw the evil skellies and I knew I had to try the glitch out. Just as we had done it with Hero Knight, I'll also be rating Hero Musketeer's offense, defense, and support out of 3. Offensively, Hero Musketeer's turret is very powerful. The whole point of building is to be placed on our side of the arena to defend and achieve a positive elixir trade. But for some reason, Supercell decided to take cannon, double its attack speed and health, and then make it spawnable on both sides of the arena. That's way too OP. Using Hero Musketeer almost always forces out something from your opponent's side. Because of how little time it takes for the turret to lock onto the tower, your opponent always have to have something down just in case you use her ability. That easily makes her offense 3 out of 3. Her defense on the other side is a bit weaker because of how short the lifetime of the turret is. 10 seconds compared to Cannon's 30 seconds. You could use it to defend a Prince Charge or Hog Rider, but other than that, beat down decks like Goblin Giant or Gollum, it's just better not to use her ability. But still, she could still defend smaller pushes or cycle decks in swarms because of how much damage her turret could do in such a short period of time. So I'd still give her a 2 on defense. Her support is pretty bad. Due to how short the turret lasts, you can't really build a push with her. And with Musketeer being an overall defensive unit, neither her or her turret could do much in supporting a tank build a massive push. So I'd give her a 1 in support. Her total score adds up to 6, which puts her right beside Hero Knight at A tier. Next up is Hero Giant. For some reason, it seems like most people got him for the free hero event. Probably because Supercell knows how bad he was and made him extremely common to get. His ability is the definition of extra. Why would you waste 2 elixirs so you'd have to defend both lanes instead of 1? The whole point of Giant is to tank for other troops instead of attacking. Like, do you see one single deck that has Giant as the main win condition in top ladder or even mid ladder? Probably not. So why would I want to waste 2 elixirs just to move 1 troop away when I could use it for way better support units like Spear Goblin or Wall Breakers? I mean, what would you want? Getting tossed in the air by Big Hairy Man or Berserker? And for this reason, Hero Giant gets a 0 on his offense. His defense is way better, allowing him to not only tank for the tower, but also break up big pushes. Like, if your opponent had a big push with Golem, he could just throw the Golem onto the other side, and your Mega Minion could take care of all the other vulnerable troops like Electro Dragon. But as much as I want to give his defense a 3, an ability that is pretty much much 0 damage, doesn't slow down enemies, and only targets 1 troop. Taking up 2 elixir is just too much for such a small effect. And due to this, I could only give him a 2. His support isn't really useful because catapulting 1 unit to the other side of the arena doesn't really help much with anything. Don't get me wrong, Giant is a really good card, but his ability is just so useless. Especially if you're playing against a swarm deck, or a deck that defends with building, which is pretty much every deck. Like House's ability is supposed to do anything to Inferno Tower or scar me. With this said, his support is unfortunately another 0. This only adds up to 2, which puts Giant to tier. And finally, we'll be ranking Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. And if you're still watching, just please subscribe. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is already broken in itself. It could counter Mega Knight, Boss Bandit, and pretty much every ground troop there are. But Supercell thinks that's not enough and decided to give him an ability, which gives him up to 5 levels and a health boost for just 1 elixir. We have this, and then we have Giant's ability for 2 elixir, and Supercell is expecting us to think they're equally great. Offensively, Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. might just be the greatest thing to ever exist. Just as your enemy thinks he's about to die, just pop the ability and take down the entire tower with 3 hits. This is an easy 3 points to Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A.'s offense. Defensively, Mini P.E.K.K.A. is even better. Instead of just dealing an unfair amount of damage after each hit, now your enemy has to worry about placing down the right troops so you can't farm your Mini P.E.K.K.A. off of their units when they're at your side of the arena. With how many levels you can gain from just defending, your opponent will potentially be defending a level 21 P.E.K.K.A. with level 14 cards. How are they gonna do that without a negative elixir trade? And the crazy thing is, this isn't even an evolution. This is in every single cycle, so your enemy will have to waste a lot of elixir each time unless they play like Riley, which they won't. Another 3 point to Mini P.E.K.K.A.'s defense. And as a very weak unit health wise, if Mini P.E.K.K.A. was supported by a tank, he would be able to obliterate all the units standing in his way. His only drawback is if there are air units, he couldn't really do much. But wait, there's vines. A level 21 Mini P.E.K.K.A. would easily chop off an Inferno Dragon if he had vines ready. But even without vines as support, Mini P.E.K.K.A. is still very strong. So I'd give him a 2 out of 3. This gives him a total of 8, which puts him at godly. Here is our final ranked list of all the best heroes of Clash Royale. Check out this video for more Clash Royale stuff.